What's going on, everybody? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have a very special plane spotting video for you guys. I hope you guys are excited because we got a lot to cover in this plane spotting video. And with that being said, let's begin. Today is May 27th, 2022, and I'm here at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport for one special occasion. The reason why I'm here in Seattle-Tacoma is because I'm about to catch the inaugural flight of Turkish Airlines into Seattle. Man, how exciting is that? That will actually be my first ever inaugural flight catch. And man, it's really crazy to think because I have never seen an inaugural flight for an airline or an aircraft. Especially when it's like a new route, new aircraft, new airline, or something special. Cause, yeah, I'm about to experience that right now. So, with that being said, let's go around Seattle-Tacoma and, yeah, let's get this whole thing started. Alrighty guys, so currently here inside Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, ready to catch the inaugural Turkish flight, and it's very exciting, I gotta say, because never experienced an inaugural flight before, and it's gonna be my first time I'm about to experience this special event. So, kind of like cruising around. I should be at security checkpoint number 3 because I think that's what it says. So, gonna have to go around here just to make sure. I think this is security checkpoint 3. Yeah, I think that is security checkpoint 3. So, that being said, I guess I have to go to security checkpoint 3 and go inside the terminal. Now, as you see in most of my spotting videos, I would usually spot outside of the terminal. So technically that would be close to the runway or outside of airport boundaries. But this time, I'm actually doing it inside of the actual terminal itself. So what I did was I actually purchased a gate pass, which allows me to enter inside of the gates without a boarding ticket. So it was pretty much new to me, so I kind of a little bit know the process, but I'm not fully 100% know about this. But this is my first time doing so as such. Alrighty guys, so currently here at checkpoint number 3, and currently the line is a bit long, but yeah, that's how it is in this security checkpoint. Might be a very busy Friday as of this recording. This was recording on Friday, and yeah, it's kind of like when I'm about to fly and I have all my suitcases with me, except I do have a bag with me, that's it, and no suitcases at all. So technically I'm not flying, I'm just spotting, so yeah. Gonna have to go through security before I head to the main terminal, which is right there. So walking inside the terminals of SeaTac Airport, it actually is pretty nice. There were a lot of shops, some interesting decorations, and it overall gives a nice modern feel to the airport. And honestly, I like these kinds of airports where everything is fully modernized, so it kind of gives it off a futuristic feel when you're traveling by air. So after roaming around the airport for a couple of minutes, it's time for me to get my camera and do some spotting. So, the first aircraft I got is this Delta Connection Embraer E175 at Gate Bravo 15. It's currently loading up some passengers. Well, it's currently in the process of pre-boarding, so it isn't boarding passengers as of yet, but it will soon. Next up, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200, registered November 548 Uniform Sierra. This aircraft is going to be heading down to Lihue as Delta Flight 344. Really nice to see Delta 757s here in Seattle. And there are a lot of Delta 757s here, but we rarely get Delta 757s in Sacramento, so it's really common to see some Delta 757s here, like I said. Next up, we do have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 at Gate Bravo 10, and just like the Delta E175, it's still in the process of pre-boarding, so the catering truck is kind of loading up some food, and the baggage claim trawler thing and the baggage belt is actually loading up the bags onto the aircraft. So after those runs of photos, I decided to take the tram to go to the S gates. Now currently, I was at the B gates as of this recording, so I had to like take a tram to the S gates. Well, it has to stop at the A gates first before going to the S gates, and that is actually a satellite terminal that I had to go to. So it was a long ride to like the S gates, but overall it was enjoyable nevertheless. Enjoy these few clips of the tram ride. Well, that was a fun ride. Now that I have arrived at the S gates, which is basically the satellite concourse for international flights, it's time for me to look at the international airlines that are stationed here. So, the international S gates are mostly where the international airlines park. So, really glad to see some international varieties here at Seattle. So, as I explore the satellite concourse of SeaTac, let's see what international airlines I can find. And after a couple of minutes of walking, I came across a Qatar Airways Boeing 777-300ER registered Alpha 7 Bravo Echo X-ray. And this aircraft arrived from Doha as QR719. And the aircraft is here, stationed at Gate Sierra 10. Really nice to see a Qatar 777 here in Seattle. The livery does fit perfect on this aircraft, and honestly, the lighting does seem great, despite being partly cloudy on that day. Next up, we have this Condor Airlines Airbus A330-200 at Gate Sierra 1, and this aircraft arrived from Frankfurt as Flight 2032, and the aircraft registration is Delta Alpha India Yankee Bravo. Now this aircraft is currently in its semi-new livery because most of the tail is mostly painted in like its newer colors, while most of the fuselage is mostly white, but it does show like the blue Condor tail. So I'm assuming that this aircraft will be painted in its blue stripes. Here's a picture I took of the Alaska Airlines hangar. As you can see, two Alaska A320s are inside. I think one of them is actually going into some kind of like engine change, while the other one is kind of like maybe doing some seat checks. Not really sure on aircraft maintenance as of yet. But yeah, I just want to like show you guys a picture of the Alaska hangar. So while I was looking for these international carriers, I was still looking for the gate the Turkish Airlines flight will be parked at. So I will roll that video clip for you guys right now. Alrighty guys, so I'm here at the S gates right now. This is mainly for like the international airlines here in Seattle. And I'm still looking for the Turkish gate. I really don't know where Turkish will park, but we got like a United 737. That's a 737-800 arriving from. I don't know where it arrived, but there's a United 738. Get a picture of that. But we do have a Virgin Atlantic 787-9, looking pretty. And yeah, I'll get a picture of this United 737-800, and yeah, it should be good. And here's the United Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Evo Blue livery, and this one is actually departing for Denver instead of arriving from Denver. The aircraft registration is November 36272, and the flight number is UA1819. Honestly, these United Evo Blue aircraft are all over the place. Every airport I go to, I always see a United Evo Blue aircraft, whether it's a 737, a 787, a 777, or an E-175. They're pretty much all over the place. Well, there's some Continental Globes, but there are a lot of Evo Blues that are taking over some airports. And honestly, I really enjoy a lot of United's Evo Blue livery, a lot. So it did take a while for me to look for the gate Turkish Airlines was going to be parking at. And after a couple of minutes or so, I finally found the Turkish gate. So I will roll that video for you guys right now. Alrighty guys, and I have made it to Gate Sierra 9. And this is where Turkish Airlines will be parking for the first time in Seattle. This is pretty exciting because like I said, It's a brand new airline heading to Seattle, and very excited. Currently, the Turkish plane is kind of like closing into its destination right now, so this is going to be pretty exciting to witness a new airline come to Seattle. There's some open space there, but we can get a couple of pictures here. But this space right here, this is actually perfect. I'm not sure how eventful will this be, but we got a couple of ground crew here waiting for the 787. Yes, they are using the Boeing 787 for this flight. And yeah. While still waiting for that Turkish Dreamliner, I decided to catch a picture of a Virgin Atlantic 787-9 that is beginning pushback. And this aircraft will be heading down to London Heathrow for this flight as Flight 106. And the aircraft name is West End Girl, and the registration of that aircraft is Golf Victor Mike Alpha Papa. Now I do want to give you guys a quick little update on that Turkish Airlines flight, because later down the road, it's actually going to be on final later. So here's that video update right now. Alrighty guys, an update on the Turkish flight. That aircraft is coming in close. Estimated arrival time should be around 4:15 p.m. And yeah, I'm just like finding a good place to actually, well, of course, S9, CR9 is right there. So that's where the Turkish Dreamliner will be arriving at. And yeah, currently right now, still roaming around the satellite terminal. And hopefully I can get some good catches for this Turkish flight. So I did hop on the tram again to catch the Turkish Airlines flight that was on final. And I decided to stop at the B gate, so I can at least have a spot there to catch the Dreamliner when it lands. And after running inside the terminal just to look for a good spot, it's now time to catch the inaugural Turkish Airlines flight from Istanbul to Seattle. And this aircraft is operated by the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, like I said, and the flight number is TK203, and the registration of that aircraft is Tango Charlie Lima Lima November. Finally, after many years as an aviation enthusiast, I have finally caught my first ever inaugural flight. Now, this is not technically I'm on this flight in general, it's just me spotting this aircraft on the day of its inaugural flight. So that's actually pretty amazing, because like I have never seen like actual inaugural flights in my life. So this marks my first ever inaugural flight catch. Now, if you guys are wondering why I sound so exhausted in the next clip, that's because I had to like run for a couple of minutes around the terminal just to find a very nice spotting location for this catch. So yeah, I think I pretty much said that already. But yeah, without being said, let's finally roll into that video. Alrighty guys. Whew. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see it up close, there it is. Turkish Airlines for survival in Seattle. Alright. There she is. She just touched down. You guys are wondering why I'm like tired, is because I had to like run. But there she is, ladies and gentlemen. She has arrived in Seattle for the very first time. Whew. There, hopefully get some good pictures. Oh boy. There you are. Welcome Turkish Airlines to Seattle. Man, there she is. The Turkish Dreamliner, arriving from Istanbul. Ooh. Kind of like run, like I said, but it was worth it. I finally got a good shot of Turkish. And welcome to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, Turkish Airlines. Man, these photos actually did turn out nice. Even when I'm inside the terminal, the photos still managed to look very decent and clear. My shutter speed was low for these good photos, I think somewhere in the ballpark of 180 or 125, and my ISO was 100 and my aperture still remained the same. But regardless, I think these photos turned out very great. Now I also do provided a taxi shot of the aircraft arriving at Gate Sierra 9, so I'll roll that clip for you guys right now. There she is again. Hello, Turkish, once more. Let me get a picture of the tail. Here's the registration. Tango Charlie, Lima Lima November. Wow. Really amazing. I know like weather's kind of cloudy, but worth it to finally catch this. And here are the taxi shots. And like I said, the taxi shots did turn out to look good as well. I wish I could have brought my 18 to 55mm lens with me for this one, but I decided to try this out to have like the picture of the front of the aircraft and the tail of the aircraft. But regardless, I think those photos turned out also great as well. And I also did provide a photo of the aircraft taxiing to its gate, Sierra 9. And like I said, lighting does fit perfect for these shots right here. And I gotta say, I really enjoy these shots as well. Now here's another shot of Alpha 7 Bravo Echo X-Ray in a different angle. And after this picture, I think it got its catering done, and pretty much the rest of the bags are going to be loaded up into the plane, and soon it's going to be heading back to Doha. Now I did went back on the tram once more to the S-gates to get some good photos of the Turkish Dreamliner, and take a look at these photos right here. Wow, they are amazing. The lighting hit the aircraft real good, and I gotta say, it's much better than the landing and taxi shots. They are just amazing. Now I did provide a quick little video of this moment right here, so let's hop into that video right now. There she is at gate Sierra 9, and there's like a couple of people that are witnessing this special moment. Well, yeah, you can call it special because like this is a new airline in Seattle. But yeah, this is pretty nice. Look at all the ground crew going about. Wow, what an experience. Well, technically, like I said, no water salute that happened upon arrival, but yeah, that is the announcement for this flight. Like I said, new airline in Seattle, and this is what an amazing experience to see Turkish Airlines come to KC. Wow, this is amazing. Now I did got some photos of gate Sierra 9 after Turkish Airlines' arrival, and apparently there isn't any festivities that are going on here. No ribbon cutting ceremony, no special guests, no treats, no baggage tags, but they do provide this banner that says Seattle, connecting Seattle to the world. And honestly, I can accept that because it's somewhat inaugural related. And like I said, Seattle is part of the Pacific Northwest, and Turkish is doing their job to connect the Northern Pacific to Istanbul. So the next couple of hours didn't seem uneventful. The passengers on the Turkish flight did disembark from the aircraft, so what I did instead is do some plane spotting here at the S-gates. Now let's head back to Bravo Echo X-Ray, because she was now already geared up for her flight back to Doha. And her flight number will be QR720. It's great to have you around, Bravo Echo X-Ray. Hope to see you again some other time. Next down the line, we have this Air France Boeing 777-200ER, registered Foxtrot Golf Sierra Papa Kilo, and this aircraft will be heading down to Paris Charles de Gaulle as flight AF355. And honestly, I wish the Qatar and the Air France 777 photos were a lot brighter. I think I had my ISO on 100 as of these photos, or my shutter speed was 1/800. But I think these photos did turn out okay when I looked through them again. They did provide like a very clear shot on both of the aircraft, and I pretty much got them to where they're in the middle of the picture. We do have another Boeing 777 photo, and that is the Emirates 777-300ER, registered Alpha 6 Echo Quebec Charlie. This aircraft will be heading down to Dubai as Emirates Flight 230. This aircraft did finish pushback at its gate and soon will be heading down to the runway for its takeoff. Really nice to see Emirates come to these big airports like Seattle or San Francisco or JFK. Emirates is really like a big airline in Dubai, and honestly, I want to try flying Emirates someday, even though they're pretty expensive. But Emirates is pretty cool, I gotta tell you that. Now we do have a rough sequence coming up in regards to the Turkish flight. So what happened, there was some kind of like mechanical issue that happened, so the boarding process had to be delayed. But I'll roll that video clip for you guys right now to talk about what happened. Alrighty guys, so still here with the Turkish Dreamliner, and unfortunately the flight back to Istanbul is actually delayed because I think there's some technical issues with the aircraft is what it said, and instead of like the usual boarding time, they actually extend like the boarding time to 6 o'clock and the departure time for 6:30. So I might be here at the satellite terminal, the S gates, for quite a bit longer, but nevertheless, I'm still glad to see Turkish Airlines coming to Seattle. Well, the fun isn't over in terms of spotting content. We also have a JetBlue Airbus A320 in the high-rise tail that's currently taking off heading to LAX. The flight number for this flight is JetBlue 2007, and the registration of that aircraft is November 510 Juliet Bravo. We also have a beautiful Alaska Airlines operated by Horizon Air de Havilland Canada Q400 in the Oregon State Beavers livery. This aircraft just took off on the runway heading down to Eugene, Oregon, has flight Horizon 2139, and the aircraft registration is November 440 Quebec X-ray. Now this is the second time seeing this special livery, as the first time seeing it was back in October 2021 at my home airport. And honestly, the first photo wasn't that great. It was backlit, which led to like the aircraft being a little bit dark. But honestly, the second photo isn't that great as well. I mean, like the lighting was a lot better, but at least it turned out a little bit better compared to my first one. I hope I could get a better photo of this special livery anytime soon. However, what was on final was an aircraft I've been wanting to see for a very long time. Arriving from Reykjavik, we have an Icelandair Boeing 757-200 registered Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot India Romeo, and this aircraft is painted in the 80 years of aviation livery. And like I said, this aircraft arrived from Reykjavik as flight 681. Oh my goodness, I did not expect this livery right here to come to Seattle on that day. Man, I was so lucky to have the chance to see this special livery, and I'm so happy as well to see this aircraft for the first time. Man, that is such a beautiful livery. Of course, I also like the Aurora Borealis as well, but I think the Aurora livery is pretty much better than the 80 years of aviation livery. Of course, I do like this livery as well, but I think the Aurora is an eye-catching one. Hopefully to see it soon, but nevertheless, let's see that video of that aircraft's landing. Alrighty guys, so we have a Icelandair Boeing 757-200 on final, and this came from Reykjavik, and this is very special because this is actually painted in the 80 years of aviation livery, which is a very cool livery on Icelandair 757. And there she is on, there she is on final, and that is a beautiful livery. Hopefully I can try catching. It's gonna be coming to the S gates, but there she is. I don't think my phone can actually zoom it. Yeah, it can't even zoom that close, but nevertheless, there she is. Wow, what? Hang on. Yeah, there it is. Man, what a beautiful livery. Yeah, there she is. I think she might be arriving at a gate at some point, but yeah. So happy to finally see a stunning livery. And yeah, I'll provide you pictures when that aircraft is at the gate. And there she is, boys. Ah, man, what a beautiful livery that is. Once again, I am super flabbergasted to finally catch my first Iceland 757 special livery. Wow, that is amazing. The artwork on that plane is absolutely gorgeous. And I do have no words to say about this moment right there. It really makes this day much better. But we do have a taxi video and some photos as well, and the taxi shots were much better. Anyways, let's get into the taxi video. There she is, boys. Man, what a stunning livery, like I said. And look at that. Kind of like changing every single like shutter speed so I can make sure. I think it's coming from there. Let me just like go a little closer. I don't see the 757 anywhere. But I can hear its Rolls-Royce engines. I think Sierra 11. Yep. There she is at Sierra 11. And wow. Really happy to see this livery, like I said. And it is such a beauty. Yeah. And yeah, love listening to those RB211s on a 757. The Pratt & Whitneys are also good too, but you gotta give some like respect to the RB211s too. They are very cool. And there is the shutoff. Guys, I do have to tell you this. The taxi shots were so much better than the landing shots. But yeah, there she is up close. My goodness. I'm so flabbergasted still to finally see this livery. I know I keep rambling about it, but I just can't get the fact that this is such a beautiful artwork on a plane. Wow. What an amazing job by Iceland Air to put this flying canvas under 757. Wow. And even the Aurora Borealis as well, they did an amazing job with that livery as well. And now back to the Turkish 787. And as of now, the aircraft has finished boarding, the catering is done, the bags have been loaded up into the plane, the cargo is now being loaded up as of late, and the pushback tug is already stationed in front of the aircraft. And like I said, that delay really did took long, and it let me stay at the airport until 7, but nevertheless, I do got some good spotting photos to keep, so that's a good sign. I also took more photos of the aircraft when it was in its gate still, because I do want to make sure I get some good angles and some good content for jet photos, of course. And soon after that's being done, it was now time for the aircraft to begin pushback. And I do provide a video of its pushback, so here it is. And in goes the Turkish Dreamliner beginning pushback, heading back to Istanbul as Turkish Flight 204. After a delay with like some aircraft maintenance, she's now heading back there. Gotta get some good photos. Lighting isn't all that great, but at least we got some good lightings when it was at its gate. Kind of like waving to the pilots right there. And here are the pushback photos for you guys. And lighting isn't all that great because there was not enough sunlight, but it did provide a clear image of the aircraft. Some of these photos I do like, and the photos I choose, I'll be editing them in Photoshop. Now I also do provide a taxi video as well, and just like its pushback, I got some great photos. Now let's get into the taxi video. And off she goes, heading to the taxiway. It's nice having you in Seattle for the first time, Turkish. But now it's time for you to head back to Seattle. Yeah. Passing by the Delta 737-800. Looking pretty as always. And what else? United 737-800. Like I said, I wish sunset lighting was that great, but you know, you can't prevent Mother Nature from all this stuff. But it is what it is, so there's like a fire truck somewhere over there, so I was confused if this was gonna be a water sloop, but apparently it was not, because like it's not an airport fire truck. But nevertheless, we do have a Turkish Dreamliner, and yeah, heading out to Istanbul, Turkish Flight 204. And yeah, it was actually a pretty nice day to actually spot this inaugural flight. And like I said, it's my first time catching an inaugural flight, and it was amazing. Although it wasn't all that eventful, no water salute or anything. But like I said, it is very nice to have a brand new airline come to an airport. And here are the taxi shots. And honestly, these shots actually turn out to look nice as well, minus those wings on the Delta and United 737s. But overall, I'm happy on how these photos turn out. Now I still want to get some more aircraft photos just before that Turkish plane departs, like this British Airways 787-9 registered Golf Zulu Bravo Kilo Charlie. This aircraft arrived from London Heathrow and it's seen here at Gate 012. It's currently getting some catering done for its flight back to Heathrow. And honestly, I think this would be my worst shot of the day because lighting was too dark. However, the next photo did turn out a lot more better, but I think the lighting was still dark on that photo as well. Next up, we do have an EVA Air Boeing 787-10. First time seeing this aircraft in that livery up close, and this aircraft arrived from Taipei and currently is here at Gate Sierra 16. And I believe it's getting some cargo unloaded and soon will be disembarking passengers. Also, the 80 years of aviation plane is also seen here at the resting ramp, which I do believe it will be resting overnight and soon will be flying back to Reykjavik the next morning. And we do have a WestJet Encore Q400 registered Charlie Golf Whiskey Echo Juliet. And I think this aircraft just finished passengers and it'll soon be heading down to Vancouver, I think. I did not screenshot its flight number, but I will provide you a text if I got that right, or if I got that wrong, then I'll show you where its actual destination was. And after all that amazing spotting, it was time for Tango Charlie Lima Lima November to head back to Istanbul as flight Turkish 204. Man, like I said, this was a very nice day and it's really nice to catch her departure to end up an amazing inaugural day for that airline and for Seattle as well. Although it wasn't really not that eventful, no water salutes or anything, but at least we do have a new airline in Seattle, so that's great. Anyways, here is the video of its takeoff. Alrighty guys, and here comes the departure for the Turkish plane. She's kind of like rolling down the runway right now. I think 16 left, yeah. Kind of like I said, I'm trying to get good with runways. Not good with Seattle as of yet, but yeah. Turkish should be somewhere. There she is. There she is. Let me get a good picture of her takeoff. And there you are. Goodbye, Turkish. Oh. Well, apparently she didn't take off that early, but there she is. There, right there. There we go. And off she goes to Istanbul. So, hello British 787-9. And yeah, that is about it. So I guess I'm gonna have to like head home to the airport. Well, head home to my Airbnb. And yeah, what a fun day. Nice cloudy sunset, but nevertheless, what a nice day in Seattle. And this is the only photo I'll provide you guys on its departure. There wasn't any good photos of its departure because it was soon blocked by the wall. But this is the only photo I got, so yeah, I think this photo actually turned out to look okay. Lighting was still dark, but nevertheless, I think I'm happy with this photo. And just like that, that concludes today's spotting video. I know it wasn't all that eventful, but nevertheless, it was a very nice experience to have this occasion here in Seattle, and any airport in general. And I gotta say, I'm very proud to attend it. But we have another inaugural flight in the next couple of days after this recording, and that is the Finnair inaugural flight on June 1. So content will be rolling soon, and once I have the chance, I'll post a video of that special event as well. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss any aviation content like this. And if you want to see more of my plane spotting content, then you can click on the card that's going to be appearing on your screen, and those are all of my plane spotting content I had throughout the years. So yeah, that is it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.